Before buying paint to redecorate a room in your home, it's important to do some planning, otherwise it can cost more than you intend to spend. Paint can be quite expensive, so it's a good idea to save costs and do some planning beforehand. Basically what you're going to do is measure the walls, work out exactly how much paint you need in order to paint the surfaces that you require. So first we'll start off by measure your area, top to bottom, measure all the walls, and also then measure the windows and doors. So you actually subtract that away from your total measurement, add in a number of coats, in other words you're going to double your area, and then basically you're going to go over to the can and read the back of the can, and that'll tell you the spread rate of that paint. You can work out the exact amount of volume of paint that you need. Now we're going to measure our walls. Normally you can use a tape measure, but I've got this little electronic laser. Now this is great. Basically you just line it up, push the button, and out pops your measurement straight away. Really easy, really cool. So we're going to show you how to use this now. Now how this works, we can turn it on. Basically what this does, this shoots out, a laser shoots it all the way to the top, bounces back, and obviously it reads out the measurement. There you can see 2.58. Now of course the manufacturers have taken into account the height of the machine, so the laser measurement is actually coming from the floor. So I'm going to write that down, 2.58. It's always a good idea just to double check, give it another reading just to make sure, rather than measure twice. Okay, so it's the same measurement. So now we're going to basically move it up, put it on the wall, and measure our horizontal measurement now. And I've got 3.1 meters. So I'll write that down, 3.1 meters. Now pretty simple now, do the exact same thing for all the walls that are going to get covered with the same paint. Next we're going to move on and subtract the areas like the doors and windows which aren't going to be painted obviously. So normally sometimes you can use a tape measure. I'm just going to measure the width, 0.9 meters. Top to bottom we've got 2.06. Once you've got all your measurements, work out the areas and then just subtract the doors and windows from those wall areas. Depending on the paint you're going to use, you're sometimes going to need 2 or 3 coats. So basically you're just going to double or triple your volume accordingly. And I always like to get a little bit extra to allow for any mistakes, any spillages and stuff like that. Another handy hint is to keep in mind that a gloss paint tends to highlight imperfections on the walls, whereas a matte finish tends to hide them, disguise them. So if you've got some shoddy plasterwork or some dents on the wall, the matte paint is perfect for disguising that for you. Now remember, if you need any help with any planning or what paint to buy and volumes, just go down and see the guys at Builders and they'll be able to help you accordingly.